Okay, welcome to this video where I will show you how the rank 5 Korea player Dam Supporters plays the game, so you can hopefully learn to be as good as them. Just before we actually get into the gameplay, I'd ask you to like and subscribe and comment on the video if you find this helpful later on, and we'll see how he plays the game. Um, so one thing I just want to talk about before we actually get into the laning phase is you need to think about the matchup before you actually get into lane. So while you're in loading screen and champ select, you need to think, how can I win this lane and how can the enemy win this lane? So we can see in this game, Dam Supporters here is playing Tristana Rakan versus Ezreal Seraphine. So Tristana wants to jump in, she wants to all in, same with Rakan, and then Ezreal Seraphine want to just poke and push you out of lane. And if you stay, then you will die. So in this game, you need to think about how does the enemy win the lane? By poking you, right? So you need to be in a position where you can't be poked. In the case of Ezreal's poke, you need to stand behind minions, so you're not eating all his Qs, WQE combos. And Seraphine, when she walks up, you're going to have to walk back and tether her abilities. So we can see here, he's standing behind minions. Level 1, they can't really do much. They will get poked in if they try to fight. And they're just trying to CS us as well as they can. Huracan goes for an engage. Go for an all-in. All-ins we win. And it's just CSing. Level 2 spike. We go for the all-in once again. Ezreal no flash, that's huge for us. Next time we go for him and he has no E, then he's very dead. So we've pretty much won the lane already now. This lane is quite hard winning for Ezreal Tristana Rakan. So you just have to make sure that you're not too low and you can actually play for all in. You also want to make sure that the lane is relatively even, so you can play for all in, because you can't all in them if they're permanently under tower. So you can see he's not shoving the wave in like crazy here, because he doesn't want this to crash to the tower and they won't be able to do anything. Seraphine just missed her ability. That could be a good time for Rakan to engage. There he goes. They're definitely not on the same page here. They're doing what they can. Wave here seems to be kind of a bad spot. They don't really have much room to play around, and this wave is like when you're playing Tristana, the wave's pretty much just always gonna push into the enemy because your last hits have the splash damage with your E. Rakan goes for another engage. Here we go. Follow up. One more auto does it, and didn't get the last auto for the bomb explosion, so he survives very, very low. We just saw Udyr in the top lane, so we don't have to be too afraid and run away. Oh no, we just got caught up by the Seraphine range and died. It's not very good. Wave is very sad here as well. Just have to respawn here to see what happens. Okay, Seraphine nearly killed both of them. That would have been very sad. This wave is really sad for Tristana here. He's gonna lose so much walking back to lane. We'll speed it up to get back into lane. Yeah, he lost the cannon and there's quite a few minions there. He's gonna try to do his best to shove this wave in. He might actually even just play safe because we just saw the blue orb get hit by probably their jungler, and he might be afraid to get ganked. So he's playing quite aggressive, looking for a poke. She knows that Rakan's running back to lane. She can play like this. There's no threat of being all in a 1v2, a 2v1 situation for them. Also when they're under tower. So they might not actually be able to get many kills in lane because of how safe the enemy bot lane's playing. But the good thing is with having a winning lane like this, even if you're not getting kills, you can apply pressure on the map. You can look for plates. You can look for setting up ganks for your jungler, setting up dives by doing damage to the enemy. We see Seraphine's extremely low. This is like really good for Hecarim to just run in here and dive them if we push the wave in. And looks like there's a ping coming in from Hecarim, which is exactly what's going to happen. Just want to point out this Tristana CS is really good. After like missing as much as she did earlier on. Here we go, team play. Ezreal's alone. He's tanking because Rakan can't. And they pick up the free kill. And this can allow Hecarim to go and invade into the enemy jungle. Or at least get some vision. Oh, that's really sad. Damn, supporters dies again to the Seraphine. And she's just gonna die here. Because Hecarim was around. He's gonna stay to get the wave in. Hecarim's helping to push. There's no real threat from Udyr. Just get this in and get the hell out. We can't stay here because Ezreal's gonna be back to lane soon. Unless Hecarim, I'm not sure what this Hecarim's doing. He's stuck around for the plate. It's time to base. He has a lot of gold. He needs to spend. Berserker Grief purchase, back to lane. I'd reckon that he's only gonna last hit the minions. Because he wants room to play around with Rakan for engaging. Unless they're looking to set up the dragon. It looks like, yeah, he just wants to last hit these minions. So they have room to run all in the enemy bot lane. Because they're in such a hard winning matchup. Hecarim's also around. He has ulti and ghost. This can be very big. He's slow pushing the wave here. They might be looking for like even a dive with the Hecarim, with a big wave built up. Push that in quite quick there. I guess they just want to go because we saw Udyr mid top just now. Never mind. As Ezreal plays the defensive ulti. And we're shoving in the wave here fully because we want to have prio for the dragon. As we can see, Hecarim's doing it there on the map. And we'll just keep looking for plates and trying to avoid poke as much as we can. Nice side steps. Seraphine autos don't really do any damage, we can just tank them and take the plate. Look for autos where we can. To put down poke if the enemy's out of position like Ezreal was there. Hecarim's quite far up in here, Udyr's around. We need to be aware of this because if Hecarim starts spying we need to move first with our prio. These guys are safe to just play super aggressive here because the Hecarim's around and they have vision. If Udyr shows up, they also have like really good escape with Tristana W and Rakan EW. So this is like one of the most impactful things you can actually do on ADC. If you're winning your lane but you can't get kills, just drag the jungler bot lane and don't die to him because it'll mean your top lane and mid lane will actually be able to have a 2v1 situation if there's ganks available for your jungler. And it will inform your laners that they can play very aggressive if the enemy jungle's bot side. We go all in. We want to do this every time we can. Nice kill. Going in as ham as we can. Shove this in, look for plates. When you're playing Tristana, you just want to look for all the engages you can if you've got an aggressive support. And the enemy bot lane's like very weak. And they can't actually do anything to you. So shoving the wave in here. Looking for plates. Enemy mid laner's missing. I'm not sure if he knows that the Syndra's low. Might be why he's just leaving right now instead of trying to go for more. Because you could easily get another one. I think he's probably afraid of the Syndra. He just wants to get out and spend his gold. So 11 minutes in, huge amount of action in the lane, and Damn Supporters has 100 CS. This is basically 9 CS per minute. If you take away like the first minute and a half of the game actually starting up, this is basically 10 CS per minute. Even though they've been fighting like crazy in the lane. So this is like one of the biggest differences between ADC players. There's action going on here, but we're bot lane, we can't really join. We'll just push the wave in. We'll look for the tower. If the fight looks winnable and we can move to it, we'll move. Because we want to be in the fights and carry them. But you know, this is quite far, it doesn't look winning. So we're just going to stay bot lane and look for the plates. Auto on Ezreal there. If he walks up close, we just auto him and walk back out of tower range. We want to get him, try get him low so we can kill him. He just eat in. Shoving. Wants plates. Yep, there we go. Aggressive play. Looking for the all-in. Nearly kills him. One more auto would have done it, but that would have been very risky. Could have traded 1 for 1 if she went for 1 more auto. So we got tower already. 12 minutes in without Herald. This is huge. We're very low on mana, very low on health. We just need to shove this in and get out. And we know we're allowed to shove this in because we've seen Udyr playing around here the whole time we've been doing this with Vision. If we know that Udyr's bot side and we're this low, we can't be playing so far up alone, because you're just gonna feed the enemy jungler, and you'll lose the game. Right on track for 10 CS per minute, as you can see. 13 minutes, 121. Big CS gap here. 30 CS now. 13 minutes in, and that adds up a lot. Like 15 CS is basically a kill of gold. So he's up 2 kills worth of gold in CS because he's been playing the matchup correctly. And he's also up hugely because he got all those tower plates there. All 5, and quite a few of them solo as well, solo gold. So laning phase hasn't ended, everyone's still in their lanes. The next objective spawning is Dragon. We want to be around the objectives as the ADC, like in mid game or when laning phase ends. So that's why he opts to go to the bot lane here. Now we're not trying to push the tower, we're just here with our teammates looking for the dragon. If a fight breaks out, we want to be in the fight. We're really strong, way stronger than the enemy ADC, and want to carry these fights. So we're looking for some damage here. Don't think anything's really gonna happen here. They might opt to swap mid and bot lane now, so they can look for the mid tower. Okay, Rakan just got caught out. Is this a good fight? You have to ask yourself. You need to look for a safe position where you can do damage without being in threat of dying. Enemy team doesn't really have much threat onto Tristana. They've got what? They've got poke from the Ezreal Seraphine, and as long as like you're not on top of the Udyr, then like you're relatively safe. And just be aware of the Syndra, so you don't get hit by her stun and killed by her ore. This is really, yeah. Thank God the W is up there, because if this wasn't Tristana with W, she'd be dead right there. Trying to do as much damage as we can without putting ourselves at risk of dying. Trying our best to defend this tower here. And we die because we should just drop this tower when we see it's like a 1v4, 2v4. That's actually a mistake by Damn Supporters made here. The tower is basically gone anyway, just don't die with the tower. Catch the CS over here. Mispositioning right there. And I think that might have been flash wasted because of it. So respawn, we have to go back to mid lane. It's quite far up to top lane to catch any CS. Orianna's already in the bot lane. You know, the only option available is mid. But also generally you just want to be mid lane as the ADC because it allows you to farm safely because the lane is the shortest. And also because you'll be on either side of the like in the middle of objectives. We're gonna jump away to a defensive position, knock away the enemy threats, kite as well as we can. If the fight's losing, we're not even auto attacking like Damn Supporters is doing here. We're just leaving, trying our best to leave. We're in this 1v1, we just try our best to kill him with Kai Ink. Bad fight. Don't know how it broke out. Just try your best to get out. And now we died again, unfortunately. We'll respawn back to mid lane. It's the usual default for ADC players to keep safe. Ori's got bot, Fior's going top. Consistently finding waves, keeping up the CS per minute. And we're allowed to play the aggressive with the wave when we have our teammates around us. The Rakan and Hecarim face checking and into here. With the Rakan we're allowed to just, but if you're in a game where you're losing, you can't just walk in like this. Especially not when you don't know where people are on the map and you only see Ezreal in the mid lane. That's a one-way ticket to throwing a game and objectives. So we see a skirmish looks like it's about to break out top. We've got the prio mid lane, we're the winning bot lane in the mid lane, so we're looking for the fight top lane. Turn this 1v2 into a 3v2. Enemy bot lane. All in on them. Didn't work out. 2 flashes also, ultis, sums. Not ideal. Fior's quite far up alone here. Orianna's farming mid wave. We're just gonna go catch the bot lane and the skull. Here it looks like. There's not much else for us to do on the map. We don't want to be taking 4v5 fights, we just want to farm. There's no need to flip anything. I assume he's going in here for a ward, maybe look for camps. Aggressive W on the Syndra. He definitely knows that her ulti is down, so he knows that he can get away with this as Tristana. This champion is extremely strong right now. Being played an insane amount. I think she's the most picked ADC right now. You can see these stats on League of Graphs. Here we're looking for a flank position to find a pick, a 1v1 for some reason. Keeping safe over the wall. Probably jump in with the blast cone. Hit whatever's in front of us. Keep safe. As ADC, we can't 1v1. You know, top laners, junglers, really. Even if we're like 5-0 and they're 0-5, they just burst you too quickly, and you just keep safe. See, not running in, jumping into 4 people, trying to do like an insane Samira ulti play or whatever. We're just keeping safe back here, trying to hit what's in front of us. And it looks like kind of a sad game with 0-8 top lane. Will the damn supporters actually be able to carry this game, I wonder? We'll just have to see. Farming camps. It's too risky to go push up in this bot lane when everyone's on the dragon. Farm camps, go catch mid wave. Just need to keep up our CS as much as we can. ADC role isn't exactly the best in terms of having agency on the game, on games, especially early on. When you actually really come online is when you have like 2, 3 especially items. Make sure we avoid that. Probably have a lot of gold, so we just want to base now. Yeah, 1.3k gold. Maybe Phantom Dancer. Yeah, there it is. We've got our full item. And a control ward? No, longsword. Okay. So we have to decide where do we want to go. Fiora's top, Orianna's bot. Just go mid. The thing is, in your games, people will probably just be grouping 4 mid, 5 mid constantly. In these high elo games, ADC just defaults to mid because these laners know what they're doing and know that they want to go to the sidelines, and that they want their ADC to be farming safe mid. In your games, you'll probably see like huge waves, you know, building up here and like 4 people mid. Unless there's a fight that looks like it's likely to break out, you need to go catch the wave bot lane, right? So here we go. Looks like a fight's breaking out. Keep note of the position. W's in. She's still safe though, she's not in threat of anyone. Okay, we're nearly frontlining. It's fine though, because they don't really have much to deal with us. Flash for flash. try our best to stay alive. We still have ulti if we need. Just try to do our best to do damage. If someone's out of position and we can burst them alone, one of the enemy carries, we can look for that, which is what Damn Supporters was just looking for. Trying our best to defend this tower, try not to die. It's gonna die, so just keep safe. Just don't die with it, like earlier. Nearly did. W got him out. Cleanse, keep safe. We're very low on HP, we need to play this fight very safely. As you'll see, Damn Supporters does. Catch the wave. So I'm just gonna have a look here. Oh yeah, they have 2 dragons to 1 here. I'm not sure when this one's gonna be spawning. It's gonna be still like another 3 minutes, I think. 2.5 from when they took it. The next big objective to play for really is Baron. So we want to be like looking for picks. This guy's up alone. Our team's like all around. If Rakan goes for an engage, we can follow up. We look for picks. We keep our farm up. We get 2-3 items. 2 items already going on to 3. Starting to become very strong as ADC at this stage, and starting to have a lot more impact than Ezreal, who will throw out a Q each fight and not even be able to auto because he'll be afraid of the Hecarim jumping on him. We have quite a big lead over this Ezreal now. We just maintain our lead from the laning phase. And make sure we don't die. If a bad fight happens, we don't die with our teammates. We don't int with them. Don't put ourselves in a bad position. Do the maximum amount of damage we can without dying in fights. It's the name of the game when you're playing this role. So here we go, taking the red buff. Probably see Damn Supporters taking more jungle camps as the game goes later on. Hecarim's not really going to be getting too much value from taking his camps with this tank build. He's not really going to hard carry the game with the tank build, I don't think. So we'd want the gold on our ADC who actually will carry the game and the fights. And we see he has opted for a Last Whisper. This is because the set Anudir is what he's going to be hitting first most of the time. In these fights, because they're just gonna run straight for him. So it's, you know, everyone wants to kill the ADC. They're squishy, they pop like a balloon, you know. So it's so important to be very safe. And if you're playing against something like a Malphite, you don't even want to be in range of his ulti in a fight until you see it, or unless you have like a stopwatch to juke it, or you're ready to flash it. You know, you don't even want to be in range of that guy. So we see we're doing our best to stay alive, ult that guy away, hit him a few times, jump away. And we saw just then they went for an all-in on the Ezreal. They were looking for the pick to get a 5v4 for these objectives. It didn't work out, but here we go for another fight. Look at the positioning, very safe. Hitting whatever's in the front of us. We jump in aggressively. These guys alone, we just pick them off. We can look for another jump with the reset. Here we go. Is this gonna be the triple? The quadra? I'm seeing the Udyr. There's one split. Okay. Watching the fight. We're looking. When fights are scrappy like this, and you can find one picks, like this Tristana is just insane in these fights because of her W resets. I was almost expecting a penta there because of how that fight was playing out. So we got the dragon. Next dragon is going to be Sol. Bot lane diff is really showing up in this game. You know, we've had the prio in lane, we've broke the tower first, we have a huge lead over Ezreal, we have way more impact than him, way more CS, we're doing way more damage than this guy in fights. We're such a threat that the enemy Udyr wants to run at us in a straight line over and over in these fights, and as long as we stay alive, this guy's just gonna die to our teammates and us, and we can just jump in and clean everyone up after they've used all their abilities as Tristana. So back to base, we've completed our Lord Dominic's BF sword on our way to IE, and like this is when you are absolutely huge as an ADC. This is when it's your time to shine. The first 20, 25, 30 minutes of games, it's like you're doing your best to maximize your gold. Like this is why farming is so important. Like look how he has basically 10 CS per minute, almost there, despite like all this fighting in this game. If he didn't have this much CS, he wouldn't have an item. He'd be missing that BF and crit cloak that he has. We're running out straight line. We're safe. We're safe. I'm just looking for this guy split off. Look for whatever's in front. Careful for the Syndra. Nice juke. Jump in safe. Syndra has nothing for us. We just hit the front line. We're popping off huge. We're gonna probably jump in for the Seraphine. This is huge. Oh my god. Double kill. I thought that was a triple. Insane. And this is how you want to play Tristana. See, you bait the enemy top, jungle, mid, they run at you in a straight line, and then your teammates are in front of you. They chunk them, you just pop them, and you know, as long as you're alive and you're doing damage, like you're winning the game. And as we can see here, they're probably going to go for the end. Yeah, this is game over. These 4 people are dead, 15, 20 more seconds, and that's how you carry a game as ADC. You need to keep your farm up. You need to understand your matchup. Do you win the matchup? Do you have to play safe in the matchup and try to scale like the Ezreal and Seraphine were doing? You know, do you have to give up CS like the Ezreal? Like you have to understand how do you want to play this game? And you always have to remember your role is to stay alive and do the most damage you can as possible and play with your teammates. Anyway, that's it for this video. Hopefully you learned something. As you can see, Dam Supporter does this in basically all of his games. 10 CS per minute, big damage, big gold, stays alive. If you play like this, you'll also climb. This is every single game if you want to be a challenger. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe. Bye bye.